Good evening to every one of you present here. I extend my hearty welcome to each and every participant to our 7-day international webinar on women empowerment through sensitization. This webinar is organized by the Center for Women Empowerment and Women Studies of Manonmaniam Sundarna University in association with International Commercial and Cultural Development Forum. International Commercial and Cultural Development Forum. This forum has its establishments in India, Singapore, and USA. And now we have with us MS Ms. S.J.K. Sharmila. She is the founder and chairman of this International Commercial and Cultural Development Program. Thank you, Mom, for accepting our invitation. And it is appropriate to have you as the resource person of the first today because our program is in association with your development forum. And also extend a hearty welcome to each and every participant who is present here. And I also thank the participants for their wholehearted support to all the webinars and the programs organized by the center. Welcome you, one and all. I hand over the section to the resource person. Yes, ma'am, the section is yours now.
Thank you very much. I hope you all can see me. Any difficulties in seeing me or hearing me, please highlight.
Yes, we are able to see you, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm going to share my screen here. I do not know how many of you in the screen because I don't know who are all have joined. And I'm not sure in this tool, how can I see how many participants here and who's there so that I can communicate and ask some questions or hear your feedback. So I really don't know how this tool works. I'm directly going into the presentation. Can you see the screen?
I'll add it, ma'am. I'll add it to the screen. Yes, ma'am. It's added to the screen, ma'am.
How do I know how many participants and who are all the participants, ma'am?
Nearly 75 participants are here, ma'am. Slowly, one by one, may be joining, ma'am. We may get around 150 participants. And whatever you want to interact, you can ask them. And their reply in the chat box, I'll communicate to you, ma'am.
Okay, sure. So you said chat, ma'am. So can I start?
Yes, ma'am. You can start, ma'am. Yes, can start.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much to Manonmaniam Sundarnar University, first of all, for arranging such wonderful webinars, specifically focusing on women empowerment. I have done one 2 weeks back, I guess, right, ma'am? 2 weeks back, which was related to women empowerment, which is very much specific to what are all the benefits the society gets by empowering women. So that was a seminar, that was a webinar which was conducted with the same university 2-3 weeks back. And I'm really happy to conduct once more for women empowerment through sensitization. When we say sensitization. So there are a few things which we can address. So here commonly I'm addressing the core concept of a woman. How can a woman become successful entrepreneur? As you can see, this is me. So this is me as Sharmila, who is a founder and chairman of ICCDF. Apart from that, I have few companies. One of the companies, Valley Ventures Venture Capital in US, and I have a B2B platform on my own. I have softwares on my own. I'm doing tradings on my own. And I worked in corporate as a senior management for almost more than 20 years. So how could I achieve everything? So how could I, I'm basically from Tamil Nadu. So from Tamil Nadu, how could I come up to this level? There are so many women who had achieved much more than me. So we take as an instead of taking as an example who are all achieved in what domain and which company, which business, what all they have achieved as a example, I'm just taking through a step of how we can do that and how we can say that we are gender equally equalized person, or there is no difference between men and women. So, when we say women empowerment through gender equality and empowerment of women in the context of the implementation of Millennium Development Goals. That means Millennium Development Goals in the sense there are so many development goals which we can take it. When we say Millennium, that is one of the core objective. If anyone would like to achieve in their life as a successful woman entrepreneur or successful achiever, they should take that as their Millennium goal to achieve it. So, how do they do it? Actions to ensure. How do they do it? In education, health, economic opportunities, decision making through gender mainstreaming, in development policy making. When we say policy making, the policy making doesn't come only to the government, it comes from each and every individual. How we treat ourselves as an individual, as a woman, how we treat ourselves. What is a policy I make for myself to treat myself better so that the society treat me better? Who am I today will be talking about me. Who am I tomorrow? So, what is a policy you have in your hand for yourself? At what time you get up and what time you do what are all your routines, whom you are going to respect and how others are going to respect you. And what is your what is your core line for to be respected and to respect. That is very much important for being a woman, and that is where your policy for day in and day out and your daily policy you need to make, where you will have a value behind your policy. If you want to be successful in your educational industry as a teacher, as a professor, as a HOD, head of the department, as a principal, as a vice chairman, where does your policy stands for yourself? That is what the policy you need to make. When we say woman empowerment, it doesn't mean only in business. Being a mother, you are an entrepreneur. You are creating your family. You are making your family a successful family. So I do not say that the families are failure, but families, how do you bring up your family? Where does your family stands? And what is the policy you made for your family from the day you are into that family? That is what the policy making. So the policy making comes in all in each and every aspect in our life. So when we do a study, when we do an exam, what is the policy? How are you going to approach your exam? That is a policy which you have to make for yourself. For health services, we are taking insurance policies, right? When we take insurance policies, how many agendas, how many how many how many barriers we check? Whether this insurance policy, does it covers my age? Does it covers the younger ones? Does it cover the elder ones? What are all the critical illnesses it covers? Does it covers the accident? So many aspects we see, right? Does it covers outpatient, inpatient? How many days it covers? How much amount it covers? So how much I have to pay? That comes into the insurance policy. So anything you want to achieve, anything you want to get, there is something you need to give. So if you want to achieve something, you should be ready to give something. You should be ready to put your hard work. You should be ready to come up all your obstacles, face the obstacles without any fear. So always have a gender approach. What is this? This lady is telling gender equality and then she is coming back to saying that have a gender approach. What is she talking? Is she making sense? I know these kind of questions would have arisen in some of your mind. When I say why a gender approach is good for workers, business, and the sector, I give an example. In a family itself, when we talk to a father, we need to talk to a father in a fatherly manner. When we talk to a friend, we need to talk in a friendly manner. When we talk to our sibling, our own brothers, elders or youngers, there is a brother sibling manners, kids and kins manners, right? So that kind of a gender approach, have it among your people, whomever you are dealing with. So when you talk to your business customers, who are your customers, who are men or women, have a gender approach to approach them. Will they they will give the same approach to you. When you have the gender approach to a man by addressing him men and treating him as a man and respecting him, he will respect you the back same as a woman. So have a gender approach. Deal things with gender approach. So that is really good for your workers and as well as for your business and the sector. In a working environment, we always respect women when the moment they say that they have some family work. They need to fetch their kids or they need to feed their kids or they're pregnant, automatically there is a soft corner comes into our brain. At the same time, when a man comes and says that he has some work at home, how many of us support it? How many of us say, yes, you do have work back at your family? How many of us support a man that yes, he has to go and give lunch to his kids? This is probability. If you see, if we support a woman for that, we don't support a man for that 100%. So try to understand the gender and go with the gender approach, which is good for workers, business, and the sector. So gaining success under gender approach itself a big topic. Having 30 minutes in the hand or 40 minutes in the hand, that will take much more various pathways to discuss. One of the simple scenario which I said now, it is to treat gender equally so that we gain the equal importance, respect and support. So have a policy. Ensure you have a gender policy and have a policy for your success. That is the first thing which you need to do to gain empowerment as a woman. Next thing is knowledge. As a woman, how many of us keep learning? Learning, keep learning. As Vivekananda said, there is no chance of the welfare of the world unless the condition of women is improved. It is not possible for a bird to fly on one wing. So when we say education is knowledge and investment, which is on education, the investment on education should be equally given on girls and women. Women tend to stop their education, women tend to stop their knowledge improvement after a certain age. Especially we can say that after marriage, which is not right. Right? How many of us tend to agree in this? So I do not hear anyone in this meeting room. So I just continue to go on. So when it comes to knowledge, most of us don't invest on our knowledge continuously. So where there is a linkage between women's education and development. So always let the woman or being a woman gather knowledge in whatever you are doing. Keep learning. Invest on your knowledge learning. That benefits of rising female education. When female education is benefited, which leads to women's empowerment. So the female education, whatever you are going to invest, it can be on you, on your mother, on your siblings, on your neighbor, on your friend, or anyone. In your own organization, when you give this, education benefits. Go for gender equality. Okay. Go for a gender approach, go for gender equality, identify the right people to give them the right knowledge. Irrespective of the social and personal gains, women are entitled to equal rights, which is moral and legal reason. So give them the equal educational knowledge. And as a woman, if we want to be empowered, keep learning, keep improving ourselves. That's the second one. Third one, when it comes to empowerment through entrepreneurship and business leadership. When it comes to business leadership, what are all the findings? Women remain underrepresented as entrepreneurs. This is like when asked, fewer women than men say they would prefer to be self-employed. Okay, compared to men and women, there was a survey taken to identify whether men or women who are interested to become self-employed. The percentage of women who wanted to become self-employed are less. When they do choose to become entrepreneurs, they cite better work-life balance more often than men as the main motivation for starting a business. As they frequently divide their time between working and caring, women's businesses are usually on a smaller scale in a limited range of sectors. So they often have less experience when they start up a business and are also less likely meant to borrow money to finance their business. So these factors contribute to women entrepreneurs frequently earning 30 to 40% less than their male counterparts. Yet female-owned businesses make a key contributions to household incomes and economic growth. This is a surveyed truth. In this truth, there was another hidden truth. The women did not put their 100 percentage of time and effort to the business, but whereas they were able to make 60 percentage of the success when equally come to the men. The issue behind here is the women entrepreneur who are all were surveyed for this survey were making business as their second choice and going with work-life balance. Whereas men, the business became the first choice and the family became the second choice. So it is always women remain underrepresented as entrepreneurs because of this reason. So make yourself your career per day 8 or 10 hours, whatever you are going to work in your office, the same commitment, do it in your business. Make it as your priority. So that is where you become represented. Okay, it's not underrepresented. We become represented as entrepreneurs. And fostering entrepreneurship is a key policy goal for governments of all countries. We share the expectation that high rates of entrepreneurial activity will bring sustained job creation and boost. So this is public policies. There are so many policies which promote female entrepreneurship, which include gender neutral legal framework for business, reducing administrative burdens. If you see the latest Tamil Nadu government industry policies, there are a lot of relaxation for women. If an organization is owned by women, then if the organization gives women employment, then government pays 4,000 rupees of their salary. So there's a lot of relaxation given for the women empowered companies. So utilize that and go for the gender neutral legal framework also. And excessive regulatory restrictions for men owned entrepreneur and women owned business, the legal frameworks are for women owned business are less complex comparative of men owned business. So there are so many advantages have been given by all the countries for women owned business. Tap on that, utilize that to become a successful entrepreneur. There is a clear need to provide more and better information about entrepreneurship as an attractive career option. Currently, the young women or the experienced women in labor force are willing to take up a job rather than going for an entrepreneur or a businesswoman. So there should be a clear career option to be given. What do you achieve to become an entrepreneur, and what do you achieve if you want to become a labor force employment? So it like not everybody want to become a business leader, and there are people who want to tie them up with an organization and grow with an organization, screw for that organization. It is there are so many different kind of interests between the people, right? So in that area, if you see there are enough of visibility has been given. If you join with a private organization, what can you achieve? Where you will be after 5 years? That visibility has been given by all the educational institute. Whereas to become an entrepreneur for a woman after 5 years, what you can achieve if you become an entrepreneur, how successful you can become, that visibility is not given enough. So give that enough in your educational system, in your extracurricular system, any kind of a system information. Pass this information to the young generation so that young women can learn and lead the society to become the business leader. Women are less likely to obtain decision making positions in either public or private sectors. So this is a really a key stringent issue here, because despite the potential benefits that firms can derive from giving women a more prominent role, they remain underrepresented in the leadership roles in the business sector in all countries. There was a survey in 2013. In 2013, women on average held 1 in 7 of board seats in listed companies in Europe and the United States. 1 in 7 in Europe and the United States. This is really, it's a proven strategy in countries, such a developed countries in Europe and United States itself. the status is like this, then we do not have to say about the Asian countries. So women, we need to rise up. Okay, we need to rise up. We need to come up, and we need to be bold enough to take the decision-making positions in either public or private sectors. So do not backhand. Come forward and take the positions without any fear. One of the main challenges when considering how to boost female entrepreneurship is the lack of solid, reliable, and timely data. So, when we say that in our area itself, how many of you know how many women entrepreneurs are available? Usually, I like interactive sessions, and in this session, I'm not able to interact with the participants. Ma'am, is there a way that I can hear them? Revati, ma'am? Is there anyone who can hear me? Hello? Revati, ma'am, are you there? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you there, ma'am? Because I'm getting, a little bit the because I like to interact with the participants.
Okay.
Whereas I'm not able to see how many has been joined and whom
Ma'am, I'll send you the participant link, ma'am, through which you can see that. I'll give you the participant link.
Sure,
Participant link will be
appreciate
sent to you now. Okay, ma'am.
that. I continue. Still, I wait for the link. So another one of the reason is like we do not know how many of the women entrepreneur we have it around in our area itself. So try to look out for those ladies who are doing business in your area and see where they need help. It can be lack of solid legal related matters or finance related matters or execution related matters or operation related matters, or some might be doing excellently well. So check out as a woman entrepreneur, try to find out how many women entrepreneur you have in your area and how you can connect with them to bring up the business and to prove your leadership. Women are less likely to obtain decision making positions that we have already seen, and there is an increasing recognition of the business case for having more women in business and at the moment. So this is the general arguments for more women on board seem apparent and include larger talent pool, better representation of diverse experience and competencies that may also help to improve governance of companies and a better understanding of consumer needs. However, findings in the literature are ambiguous and there is no conclusive evidence on the impact of more gender balanced boards on company performance. So there is an increasing recognition of the business case for having more women in business and especially at more senior levels. So women in the labor market and entrepreneurship. So these are all the steps. Women in the labor market and entrepreneurship, how do they do it? There is a
Ma'am, sorry to interrupt, ma'am. I have sent the participant link to you.
Okay, ma'am.
The
Thank you,
part,
ma'am. Thank you very much. The leaky pipeline in the employment participation, whereas so when we say there's a leaky pipeline, there is increased education accountant for about half of economic growth, and that are much to with more girls achieving higher levels of education and achieving greater gender equality in the number of years spent in education. Gains in educational attainment by women have contributed to narrowing gender gaps in labor force participation, with female employment increasing in almost all countries as support by, for example, the expansion of the service sector and the development of parental leave, childcare system, and flexible workforce practices, which help parents to match work and family commitments and remain in the labor force. This is there. What do we say the leaky pipeline in employment participation? The example is when we say that the leaky pipeline, the women are likely to work part time, where in public the employment conditions are more conducive to reconciling work and family and are less likely to break through the glass ceiling in the private sector. So there is always a gender pay gaps, which are considerable 15 percentage as measured at median earnings and about 20 percentage for high income earners. Directly comparative statistics are not available, but with the economic information of the gender pay gap increased sharply as the ratio of female to male monthly wages decreased somewhere between 15 to 20 percentage. That is the leaky pipeline we see. So compared to the pay scale given to men, compared to a pay scale given to women, there is always 15 to 20 percentage difference to women, lesser side. So that is a leaky pipeline. So as a woman in the labor market, an entrepreneur at the labor market, when we do employ a woman, when we do employ a man, be equal, go with the equal salary range. We expect the same productivity from both genders, so the salary level have to be same and the support system have to be same. So being a woman entrepreneur and a senior management person in women, whomever it is and wherever we are positioned, we need to treat both the genders equally to avoid this leaky pipeline in the pay scale. Women remain underrepresented among entrepreneurs and face different obstacles than men. When we say different obstacles, we are not talking about any other critical issues here. We are talking about the common issues which are faced by women in business and in senior management position. There is more evidence that women are constrained in accessing equity and venture capital because of their weak representation in key networks. This is what we are talking about. How many women in this forum are actively involved in networking activities? When we say networking activities, definitely it is not our marriage and all those kind of family functions. Huh? These are all the networking activities which are done by private organizations and government organizations. Example, SME Federation, FICCI. There are so many organizations available within the government, right? Indian government and international governments, international business forums. In those networks, how many of the women in this forum are actively participating? So I can't see your response, but I assume so. There's a practical difficulty, a practical issue.
Ma'am, you can click the participant link where in the chat box. You can see the chat of the participants. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Send
Okay,
it to
ma'am.
your
Allow
WhatsApp
me to.
number. I have sent it to your WhatsApp number, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. That takes me to the YouTube. It is okay, madam. Maybe later after the presentation, we can ask the participants. So the participant representation, allow me to check now.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Muthu, Professor Muthu has given a response that we are volunteering Institute of Grassroots Governance.
Okay.
the recent chat in the chat box.
Okay, ma'am. I'm trying to open that. Okay. Yes. Okay. Session highly informative. Okay, can. Yeah, I can see that. Okay. Thank you, sir. So this kind of networking activity, women entrepreneurs or women senior management women are learning to be senior management, or trying to acquire such a position, or being in the educational field or studying ladies, whatever it is, they need to be, whomever it is, they need to be active in such key networks. So many venture capitals and angel investors make their investment decision in partnership and on the basis of information provided by their network, which is given by Hodgback survey in 2007. And very few women are active members of these networks. So if you are a woman, if you are looking for venture capital funds or by angel investors, then we have to be active in such networks. These networks different from area to area, but we need to be active in such networks, really active. If they arrange 4 sessions a month, try to be involved in one session. Bring up yourself, get to know people. So these networks will help you in many ways, and these are all the networks which will help you to achieve the entrepreneurship with the other seniors help. Okay. So the better business case for better presentation of representation of women. So there is a business case. There are so many business cases have been done, right? How a woman entrepreneur, a woman can be better recognized in the society. How women empowerment mean what, and gender equality mean what. How a social society can benefit by women empowerment and giving equality. There are so many business cases have been done. There are several reasons why businesses should be and increasingly are interested in enhancing the role of a woman in their companies, and why policymakers want to release the untapped potential of women entrepreneurship. So, I have said something related to this untapped potential of women in my last session. So, if you have time, you can go through that video and then know about what is that untapped potential which overflows from a woman and which a man does not have. Okay, that such reasons include to attract and retain the best talent from a woman, to better serve consumer markets. So comparatively between men and women to consumer markets, women leadership works well. That is proven by the surveys and researchers, including those in which women are the main customers. Okay, when it comes to business, women are more likely to bring more success. So that is why even you go to a private organization to a senior management position, what do? We do business. Everywhere we do business. Everywhere we do sales. If we want to make our kids to do homework, what are we doing? We are doing sales. You do this homework today. Tomorrow I'll take you outside. So there is a give and take happens there. There is a trade happens there. So everywhere we do sales. We work for somebody else. There we do trade. You give me salary, I do this work. So there is a trade. So if I don't do that work, we don't get that salary. So the trade fails there. So that is what called businesses. Working for a private organization, you have a guarantor of your that what is that capsuled income for a period of time, and if we don't perform, definitely we are out. But working for your own self as an entrepreneur, you do not have the capsule of income. The income may be up or down, but it is your own baby. How you treat your baby, how you nourish your baby, how you make that baby healthy, it all depends on the effort and time and the quality what we put in. So that is where it comes to, as a woman, naturally the abilities come into play. To enhance diversity and improve overall performance in the workplace and economy, and to address future demographic change. All this, always, when it comes to a woman, their mind always think all these aspect of it. So they are very creative. So diversity comes into play from the birth. Overall performance in the workplace and the economy. Economy is one of their key skill where they will try to save a penny here, penny there, and give benefits to the people who are really in need. And future demographic change. Women are tend to think about what comes after 10 to 15 years. Usually, any organization, the budget is or forecast is for 5 years or 10 years. But the moment before even woman gets pregnant, they think about where my son or daughter is going to study, where, which degree are they going to complete, and what are they going to become? Are they a doctor, engineer, or business person, or a fashion woman? All these things they start to think. So the future change, future what's going to come, how I'm going to face it, it is automatically tuned up to a woman brain. So when it comes to business, they are much ready to face what it is going to come after 5 or 10 years. So they will be well prepared to address the unforeseen. I hope you all agree in that point because we all have one or the other woman in our life, either mom or brother, sister, or wife, or a very good friend who we go through such kind of suggestions or such kind of decision making skills. So individually, it is as a woman, it's your decision to believe in yourself that whatever the challenge I'm going to get in future in this business, I will be able to overcome. I will be able to come across that challenge. So that is as an individual, as a woman, where we need to believe to become the better business case for better representation of women entrepreneur. So by all this, what are firms where do they stand for advancing women's empowerment? So firms, when we go to firms, when we do the business or when we go for career advancement, where do we stand? There are several factors and policies that contribute to women not making it to the top in greater numbers. What are all the factors? How we can overcome? We need to set the tone. How many of the men, now how many of women here setting the right tone without fearing about where we are. Today, our financial status may not be equivalent to the one who interview us. Today, our family may have lot of dependency on us. Today, I have lot of dependency on my family. Such without a fear, how many of us setting the right tone when we go for management discussions? How many of us having the right tone when we discuss with our customer for a business opportunity? So we always need to set the right tone to become the top in greater numbers. Gender is core to the business strategy, measurements, and accountability. This is what I said, gender equality. Do not mind about whom we are dealing with, just do mind about what you are dealing with. That's it. Never mind about whom we are dealing with. Just mind about what we are dealing with and how to come across or how to get it sorted out or how to get a winning strategy out of it. That's it. And treat the other person with gender approach with respect and equality. So most of the women either they do not courage to do this or they just give up. So do not do that. Provide the enabling framework. That is what I said. The first itself have a policy making. Have a policy making for our own self. Have a policy making for the business. Have a policy making for the people who work for us. Have the power. Have a policy making for how you are going to operate the business. So that is where the entire framework falls into. Provide a robust and relevant support system for women executives and as well as needed men executives. So when we say robust and relevant support system, you don't have to have somebody stand on the ground 24/7 to give a support system for women. Give them some software or tools or easy connectivity with the decision makers so that this support system will bring more support to the business. When a woman employee are easily approachable to the senior management, they do not mind working for you for more than 12 or 14 hours. They might get paid for 8 hours, but they will work for 12 or 14 hours. That is what this support system will give them a support. This is where their untapped potential energy flows in. change mindsets and organization culture, change management and communication to support the women. So this change mindset and organization culture comes into women also. When we say change mindset, change our mindset also. Don't think the opponent person, the opposite gender is looking at you down. No. Always women empowerment are encouraged by men than women. Bharatiyar was the first person in coming here, the poet, who are loudly shouting about women freedom and women equality. So, how many men fought for women equality? How many women fought for women equality? So, we know in reality, right, who stands for us. So, I don't mean to say that women don't support. Because of their family, because of their other circumstances, they do not come out to support. But whereas men, they support. So, change mindset. In an organization or in an environment where you do your business, never have a thought process that this man do not support me because I am a woman. It does not set all 100 percentage. So change the mindset. People will support you. Believe that men are very supportive to women, and groom your organization culture accordingly. Have a balanced management and have a balanced communication. Address the broader social context. When we say address the broader social context, based on the religion, each and every religion works on their own way. Each and every country have their own policies and procedures, have their way of behaviors. So those things address in a broader context how you want to deal the business, how you want to deal the people across you, around you. So that will sort out a lot of issues, and at the same time that will give you a lot of support for a woman to have empowerment advancement. So if we set up these 6 rules in our life, in our business, in our career, in our education, definitely any woman can become successful. So it's a written rule. So policies for better performing female-owned enterprises. Public policy can improve the financing prospects. That means when we say a woman, female-owned enterprises, there are public policies, loans and bank-based, venture capital-based. There are so many public policies support. So for financing helps, for operational helps, for legal helps. Go with that, acquire that, and try to engage with them, move along with them, which will help you. Fighting alone gives you a lot of difficulty. When you fight as a team, when you go to the environment as a team, that will give you a lot of success. And always never compromise on the governance. Never compromise on the governance, which will save you a lot of issues, which will save you from a lot of issues. So always make sure the company you own or the business you do or the position you own in any organization, you do not compromise on the governance. Always your performance should be outstanding. So try to look out for the ways, have a support system, look out and self measure your performance. Have a self measuring methodology, a weekly or a monthly self measuring methodology where you are today. So having the right policy, having the right support for finance, and having the governance support, that is your legal support. And legal support, you have to have it, and you should never compromise on that. And measuring your own performance. Measuring your own performance will give you the key success. So, how do we do this? Be united, sharing and caring, equivalence, keep learning, support system, enrich, nourish, and enjoy. When we say this performance, you should enrich your environment, you should nourish your environment, and you should enjoy in what you are doing. The most essence of it, any successes, you should enjoy in what you are doing. So, follow your passion, do what you like to do, and never compromise your governance. Measure your performance, acquire all the public policy support for your business or for your career or for your education, which will definitely prove you as a successful entrepreneur or successful leader as a woman. So this is how a woman empowerment can be achieved easily. It is not so difficult. So achieve and prove yourself. So with that, I think I have reached the time limit. Thank you very much for the opportunity given. If there are any questions, then I think I can take it up from here.
Ma'am, thank you, ma'am, for your informative section and the contributions you have made for women empowerment. And as you said, what I feel is that the reasons for your success are your commanding tone, your communication skill, good governance of your business organization, and your outstanding performance. To my knowledge, I have found these may be the reasons for your success there and for your establishments in Singapore and at USA. Yes, ma'am. There is one question. Gender is a social construct and the process of gendering is perpetual even in this century. Why is it?
Okay. Can you repeat the question once again, ma'am? I would like to detail answer that.
Ma'am, gender is a social construct and process of gendering is perpetual even in this century. Why is it?
Okay, so who asked this question?
No, one second, please, ma'am. A male participant, I have not noticed his name. A male participant has asked it. And the process of gendering is perpetual even in this century. Why it happens even today?
Okay, the process of gendering is even the question is the process of gendering is perpetual even in this society.
In
Okay,
this
if it is perpetual, and I'm sorry, ma'am.
In this century, he has asked.
Okay, in this century, we have improved a lot in gender equality. We have improved a lot. That is why I'm here. That is why you are here. That is why Revati ma'am is here. And gender equality, it is not something which we want to get from somebody. No, it should never be like you. We should never go to somebody and say that you give me gender equality. I'm a woman. I want a gender equality. No, not that. Gender equality is something which you have to make for yourself. Have a man go to a society and say that I'm a man, I need a gender equality? No. No. They strongly believe that they have the equality. You believe in yourself. Why are we need to go to a society and ask in this century that I need a gender equality? I've never asked. I've never been shy. I've never been asked. I've never been shy to speak to anybody. I've never been shy to be on the stage. I've never been shy to go and represent myself in a different country with a different race, with a different dialogue. I don't mind whether they understand or not. I never think about that. As long as my communication is proper, the language is just a tool for them to understand, and I am just a medium, a person to represent. So why do we need to have a gender? I can say that gender procurement. That I'm a woman, I need to have an equality. No. Remove that thought process from your mind, and we are no less, and we are no one to go. We are how to say. We do not have the need to go to somebody to ask for a gender equality. We are equal. As I said, for women freedom, women equality, mostly you can see all those people who fought for women equality are men. So they are always ready to treat us equal. They are always ready to support us to groom, support to bring us up. It is how we see the society. Because of there may be one or two bad roots, you cannot consider the entire tree is bad. If you come across any bad roots, ignore. Do not waste your energy there. Do not waste your effort and energy there. The bad roots are considering themselves, they do not have equality in the society. That is why they are seeing their opposite gender. They're trying to find out a way to suppress them. So believe in yourself and believe you are equal. You are no lesser than to anybody. And gender discrimination does not put a stop for you.
Yes, ma'am. Professor Chowdhury, he has raised a question. Don't you think that women empowerment is related to socialization process in favor of women? And the mother should infuse gender equality to the male child.
Okay, to rightly answer as a mother for two, a male and a female child at home, I'm this is my personal experience. Okay, I can see my daughter is they, literally, ruling my son. So it depends on what we are teaching at home. We can hear a lot of abusing stories, a lot of other stories which happens outside on the street. I agree. We have to teach our male child on treating women equally. At the same time, we have to understand one impact and important key factor, very very key factor, what God has made inside our brain, inside our body. Okay, a man means this is their structure, a woman means this is their structure. And where do you get attracted by looking at a woman? Where do you get attracted by a woman? Regardless of any country, anywhere, this is by, human are created this way. So we can leverage our girls to have a freedom to a certain level. After that, we need to teach them that this is how you have to maintain yourself to gain your respect. And we have to teach our boy child, this is how you have to treat your the girls around you, your mother, your sibling, your friend, your girlfriend, your ex-girlfriend, your previous girlfriend, all those things. So the same way how we teach our boys, the same way we have to teach our girls also how to take care about the boys, how to respect them, and how to respect their own self. The same to the boys also, how to respect them, how to respect their own self. It doesn't mean that boys can go on a single piece of dress outside the road. No, they also need to dress up properly. Girls also need to dress up properly. They both need to respect equally. They both need to share their works equally. It doesn't mean that kitchen works are meant for women. No. Teach your boy children to do the kitchen works. It doesn't mean that repairing a fan is meant for only men. No. Teach your girls to do that as well. So show equal importance to both so that the society will be balanced.
Ma'am, Professor Bhagya Lakshmi, she has raised a question. What is your opinion regarding gender discrimination against women by the employers also?
So this is what I have said about the leakage. That is where the pay gaps comes, and the promotional discriminations and all those things. Where these are all the things comes from the employers, as you say, gender discrimination. So this is one of the sad truth which we have to come across, and most of the firms are improvising in that aspect. So there are many MNCs which give much more benefit to the women than men, recognizing women talent than men. So and from the women's aspect also, when we prioritize our work, we need to prioritize whether work comes first or family comes first, similar to men. How men treats his work, the same way we need to treat our work. If we compromise in our work, if we say that I am a woman, I need to step back, I need to take care about my family, definitely the employer will compromise on gender discrimination. So this is where the employer also see the true facts on who's doing what. So when we do the facts properly, this discrimination we can demand and we can acquire on us.
Ma'am, Professor Neha, she has raised a question. Still India, there is gender inequality. Why?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Still in India, there is gender inequality. Why?
Skill in India.
Still, it is still in India. Still, it prevails in India.
Still in India, there is a gender inequality. Specifically in which I do not know. But I can see in because see, I have come. It's been 20 years. I completed my graduation in India. After that, I have been working with many people in India. There are ups and downs, but I always get support to achieve what I wanted to support. So this gender inequality, it is not 100% achieved for a woman. Yeah, there are certain reasons from women's side also lacking, which I have addressed. But if you are so much dedicated, if you are equally putting your efforts equivalent to men, if you face an inequality about gender discrimination, then that is a time where you have to raise up and fight for it. Do not be shy to talk about it in social medias. Do not be shy to talk about it in your networkings. Do not be shy to talk about it if you are working in a private organization. with your HR managers or HR human resource related, or with your mentor, with your senior bosses. Go for it, discuss. We do not have to debate, or we don't have to make it as a issue. Discuss about what you are facing and what you have performed. You change the environment which is surrounded by you, or which is surrounding you. Definitely in future the total environment will be changed. From looking at the holistic view of India, try to change the environment which you are in. When one person change an environment, when 10% change an environment, definitely very, very soon the entire environment will change in India.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your patience in answering all the queries put forth in the chat box. And let us hope for an environment which is more conducive for gender equality. Thank you for accepting my invitation, and thank you for addressing the participants. Nearly 230 participants have participated in today's program. And thank you for all your motivation, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, thank you. Lovely, ma'am, lovely, ma'am. Thank you very much to all the participants. Any doubts, anything, you can always reach us via ICCDF. Thank you. Wish you all best of luck.
Thank you, my dear participants. Tomorrow we shall meet at the same time, 5 p.m. Thank you,
Thank you.
ma'am.